Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. Today's episode's coming to you at 3:15 p.m. It really has been a while since I recorded like a super late night episode. I think I'm pretty much reformed. Where's my cursor? There it is. How you doing? Good to see you. How's it going? I'm doing not too bad. It's a Saturday. It's the first Saturday in a while where because I got myself back on a real stream schedule. And I did all my schoolwork already for the week, so it's the first day in a while where I really don't have anything I need to do. And like nothing that I need to be doing. Like there's nothing looming over me. Hang on a second here. That's not right. We were chef last time. What happened? What happened there? That's weird. I thought I clicked that. Anyway, Queen today. That was I almost clicked go. Well, I double check everything, although I think that's the first time anything like that has happened in the whole of the series. Anyway. Oh dear. I feel like Monster Train has been giving me rough ones like every other episode. You never know. Maybe this one will be fine. Maybe this one will be good. But, you know, my expectations are limited. And maybe we'll play a gorger. I am kind of on a bit of a gorge lifestyle lately. So, maybe it'll be alright. We'll see. Maybe I'll force it and something cool happens. Let me ask you a question today, and then we can begin. We'll talk about, when's the last time you went to a physical store and like bought something? I feel like this is something that a lot of people in my generation and like the generation above me, millennials, I feel like they are like do anything to avoid human contact types. And by that I mean I feel like I went on Facebook the other day and I saw someone share this meme that was like, oh, the pump's not accepting card, please go in to see the cashier. No thank you. And someone responded to that in the comments and they were like, yeah, if that happened to me I would just drive to another gas station across town. And like, I don't know, I like to believe that people are being dramatic is the word, but I wonder about it, right? So that's why I'm asking. Are you the type who is like that? I was like this for a while, especially with phone calls, but I basically just got over it. Like if I have to call to make an appointment, I do it now and it's not a big deal. I feel like it really isn't that big of a deal, but I don't know, maybe I just don't get it. Whenever I just don't get something, I like to ask Monster Train. It's good for the engagement anyway. Speaking of the engagement, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Exile Hellhorned Umbra, Double Barrel Failure, Patient, Molting Imp, Perils, and Flame. I'll do it. I'll play Gorge. Hey, Jackstrips is great in the early game. Really strong. Yeah, I'll play... no, Gorge is a lot worse here. I needed to see Imperialist to play Gorge. No Imperialist, I'll play Imp Parade. I think that if there were ever a time to play Royalty, it is here. Because you can get Trample Stone out of Umbra, but... how about Impsicle? Mind Jax is also pretty sick, because you can play Queen mid-floor and pop off a bunch of Imps with that, but Impsicle is really good. Although that is 3 Imps per turn, which I will not be able to play. Maybe I take Mind Jax. Let's take Mind Jax. It seems better. Mind Jax seems a little better to me. Armor 10 here for the unit draft. So I will take damage if I take the armor 10. I'll take a lot of damage. If I don't take the trial, I think that this is a case. I've been just auto-slamming trials lately. This shouldn't be a trial take. This will do too much damage to me. I'll die. I've been in the trial no matter what mindset. Been in the at any cost, but here, and it matters, I would take the trial if I didn't have Jackstrips, basically, but Jackstrips lets me kill some of these enemies. Like, this 9x2 can't go up now. Things like that. Two, 9, 9, 5. That gets 5 damage. It matters. A little bit. But yeah, now this guy who would pose a real threat only poses a an average threat. The lifesteal morsel is great. For sure. Because I get to put Train Steward in front. And then Queen Zimpling here. And you may as well Perils. And there you have it. The lifesteal morsel should make this fight much easier as well. I would be in... Pardon me, I'm gonna clear my throat here if you don't mind. I'm glad I muted. OBS freaked out there. OBS has been freaking out a lot on me lately though. It's telling me that I'm peaking my mic non-stop. Let me know if that's happening. I turned up the mic a little bit recently at a request. Someone was like, yeah, you're kind of quiet. I'm quiet because OBS tells me that I'm like entering the danger zone here in terms of volume. And I don't want to do it to you, basically. I was saying something else, but then I got distracted. That's alright. Whatever it was, it probably wasn't that important, right? There you go. Inflame? Holy moly. I was mid-sentence there and I was like, oh god. I have to clear my throat. It didn't help a whole lot, but nevertheless. This is an interesting choice. I think that there was a time where I would snap pick Welder Helper. I think Ritual is best. Because I think that I'm going to get Welder Helper for free every turn anyway in the endgame. I think Ritual makes sense. I guess I'm going to get Rage as well in the endgame, but Ritual doesn't cost a slot on my floor, basically. Now, if I were going to play a Gorge, I would slam Making of a Morsel. I'm not. I think I should take Umbra Assault. That's my thinking. Will I die? That's the big question here. I think the answer is no, because there's a good enough upgrade at the magic shop to look for. The steel shop's okay, but I really don't want a Gorger, because gorging with imps on your floor is bad. But setting a Gorger separate from the queen is weird. I guess you could. Like queen plus something and then like alloyed construct top floor. I'm gonna go right. But you could. Tough. Tough. I mean, Demon Fiend is unplayable, so Brandon Warrior is the play. Wing technology, that's pretty good. I don't care for faulty loader here. Give me morsel damage shield, that's fine. All signs point to Gorge plans, but we'll see. And this one feels like it's just gonna fall apart, but +4 is acceptable. Spike's enemy is a problem. My floor having a collective health of 20 is a problem. Rebel Morsel has damage shield, not a problem. Very helpful, thank you Rebel Morsel. Go get him, buddy. Bye-bye. So I believe that the only way we're ever going to win this is by, ripping a bunch of morsels and letting them go nuts. Pull morsels off the top and let these morsels do something unbelievable for us here. That's the play. And then we'll throw some imps down too. It's really hard to kill the boss. I actually don't think it's that hard to kill these waves off without any problem because of morsel damage shield. I have no idea how you kill the boss. Can you put a Queen Zimpling in front? Yeah. Maybe this is good enough? It's really hard to kill him with the spikes, right? That's the problem. Everything else is okay. If it was like last night, I would have no problems here, I think. But 3 spikes means he kills Brandon very fast, so I should play Ritual Battle. Brandon did a good job of giving me enough rage to not die here. And then, yeah, those guys die from the walk-up. So what I need to do is I need to make my queen as strong as possible. I think this is close. It is close. It's not quite, but then, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to direct your attention to the fact that the savior of this combat was Inflame. So, who is talking shit about Inflame now? Me. It's still me. Surprise. I like... Hidden Passage is bad because I need to play Imps, so overstacking is bad. Hidden Passage is good because it synergizes with Drop Cage, and just splitting enemies around isn't bad. Like if a 15-3 is on the floor, like if a 15-3 is on mid floor, you can Hidden Passage and kill them, basically, because they'll walk up to the pyre and die from jackstrips up there, or walk up and die because they walked up the round before, so they're at 1 HP. Fortify is pretty underwhelming. Vent is pretty underwhelming. Play Hidden Passage. This is the exact same card pack. Herald and Umbra Making. I'm gonna pick Making. There's a world where I take Crucible Ward and then we shift to Damage Shield. I mean, it is better than Brandon. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go Crucible Ward. We're shifting the plan. I'm shoulder rolling out. We're going elsewhere. We're going elsewhere, team. Alloyed Construct. I actually think... What do I think here? Whatever we do here, I wanna come to an agreement with you real quick. No matter what happens here, this run is not in the comfort zone. No, win, lose, or draw. This run is the game showing me a lot of bad tools. Forced Umbra banners, weird queen pathing with Umbra. So like the winning line in this run is going to be something outside of the norm. For sure. Now, with that being said, what's outside of the norm? Well, Allied Construct here is outside of the norm, actually. Give it a sec, I'm gonna let it percolate. We want to reroll. So, here's the deal. I'm going to play Large Stone Crucible Warden. Let me close my eyes for a second and think about this one. Large Stone Multi-Strike Crucible Warden with an Alloyed Construct infusion. What does that look like? That looks like a 35 times 3 with a hefty gorge requirement. But the upside is I can play Queen on the floor below, hopefully with Imp sacrifices to soften up the waves for him. That's the idea. Why is it Large Stone here is what you're probably going to wonder, and the answer to that question is I need 15 attack. Honestly. Like, the difference here is pretty important. The space makes it less gorgeable, that is true, but I think that it is a bit of a pipe dream to be playing 3 morsels per turn anyway. You could also make a case, here for Alloyed Construct Self-Infusion, in which case we would Large Stone him, and we could get the guaranteed 3 space, or the guaranteed 3 multi-strike. However, what I am going to hypothesize for you here is that oftentimes the problem with Alloyed Construct Self-Infuse is that he dies. So what if we combo him with Crucible Warden, who gains damage shield on Gorge? The fuel will be a problem, but we're going to need to feed him anyway. Let's do it. I'm going for it. We're going to leave the other slot open for multi-strike. We're going to throw Brandon out of the run. This is the play. Win or lose, probably lose, but win or lose, it's going to be fun. Brandon ejected. Good old Wingmaker. That is pretty good. The -1 space on Crucible Warden is sick if I had him fully upgraded, right? You can't play 2 of them because they need to gorge, inert, etc. I'm gonna go good old Wingmaker. That's what I want. And then, yeah, we could infuse Hef. We could play Hef And then she makes a bunch of space for morsels behind the Crucible Warden. I have no idea. I have truly no clue. Thanks, Jackstrips. Very cool. I guess the really good thing here is Umbra always has a target because of Queen's Implings. Interesting. I can get my space from holding over Wingmaker also. I don't know, man. It's all rather odd, isn't it? I put this imp behind on accident. I mean, not on accident, I did it on purpose, but it was a mistake, more accurately. And then Haste should just die, they'll just walk up and die to Jackstrips. Jackstrips, like, huge shout out, Jackstrips on this run. Do not forget to say thank you to your Jackstrips after a run like this, yeah? Big thank you, Jackstrips, for doing this to the enemies right here. Taking that wave and just cutting it down. I've definitely been undervaluing the start of game Jackstrips. It is rather good. Go get him, team. I don't want that sweeper walking up. It's gonna be interesting. That's what I can give this run. I'm gonna give this run an official rating of interesting. I won't say good or bad, just interesting. I think I should have played... I don't remember what was in the temple. I think it might have been a... Might have been a +10 piercing, which would be good for Wingmaker. I didn't think to check, which is the important thing. I keep thinking I have Impling Toss. If I don't get Imp Toss, it's gonna be a little awkward. Hey, stop running out of fuel, you freaking clown. He's a big ball of stats, but he needs to not run out of fuel. Which is doable with Shroud Mitosis or Shroud Spike here. Or Trample Stone would be good. Wow, these are not it. Well, Transcend Imp, and then we go find an Endless and the run is for free. Over, basically. Impelate is more consistent. Transcend Imp is playable here. He's expensive, but I think he's playable. Horned Warrior is too late, buddy. I'm too far gone. I think my space problems are going to be answered elsewhere. We can take a look. Removals are good, but relics are also good. Like, Double Gorges solves this run. I want to put a little bit of extra care into looking for some relics, but at the same time, Holdover Wingmaker is very good. But I don't have any money for that, so going right is actually a waste, yeah, because I don't have any money. Conscription Notice. I think that's bad here. Conscription Notice is not good. Imperialist. Alright. Hold your horses now, everyone. +10 piercing. Alright. I'm down to Extreme Stone this Umbra Assault as well. Sure, I know it's gonna be like spell shields are a problem later, but 33 targeted damage? Solid. I'm gonna take the money trial. I feel reasonably well about this run, honestly. Like, it has its faults, but I don't think it's too bad. You can totally play Queen and Hef together, or even Queen and Construct together. Order. Misplay alert. I don't believe it. How could I do something so foolish? And Toss is now here. I have to, like, keep on top of throwing my Implings away. Yeah. The hardest part of this run is figuring out how to keep this 25 HP champion alive, while also getting an imp to survive long enough to get thrown. I do want to play Tia, but I need to actually have that. I need to have the morsel. I should Tia. He's not doing me much good in the hand. And yeah, of course, also, we can see Endless and then infuse Queen Zimpling onto Tia. And then, yeah, that makes life a lot easier, too. I'm gonna eat that guy. Plus 30 on the Umbra Assault has already paid off. I'm gonna throw... We wanna... So it's gonna be a lot of managing when I need to let Queen take hits in this mid game and when I need her to let her do 80 damage like she just did. And then yeah, we get a Wingmaker play. Suddenly we get a lot of space. Suddenly things start to make a little bit more sense. Umbra Assault Extreme Zone. Everything's fine right now, but it gets to be it gets to be bad in the end game, right? Like, right now everything makes sense and works, but eventually this stops making sense and working. Should probably dedicate some resources to making sure this marksman dies. So, tanking these 2 hits, which is Rubble Morsel probably. Yeah. And that could be plenty. My morsel generation is good enough to get, like, 6 fuel, which will kill most bosses right now because he does 200. That's the large stone giving you a nice base, I think. And the morsel stats and things like that as well. I have Transcend him, so I feel like I'm obligated to pick Imp in a box. This can give a lot of good stuff. Cannibalize is good. More morsel generation. This really is, when I was thinking about it in Ring 3, I was thinking about maybe just combining imps and morsels into a 2-4 plan. Here we are. This shop needs to not be large stone quick. I need endless or multi-strike here. Your pick, game. Multi-strike. Good. Okay, how about endless and multi-strike here? Too bad. I should give plus 25s to imps, but I'm probably not going to come for endless again unless there's like a time where it makes sense. Like, I'll be going Trinket Shop, probably duplicate, maybe here. I don't need money, what I need is removals. I need to remove a Train Steward here. And I don't need money. I think we're good. I'd like to go to some magic shops, though, and try to find Holdover for my Wingmaker. Invasion Trial's free, and it's a good combat. I mean, actually, you know, saying it's a good combat into Harvesters of Death is a little arrogant. That's a little ignorant, I would say. But it's a good boss, is what I mean to say. Hidden Passage and stop him from getting 2 attack there, which is cool at least. And yeah, Trial's free. Please don't murder me, Mr. Overcharge Tank. Respectfully, don't do it to me, boss. Wow, double welder helper's great. Boss man, don't do it to me. I have to make sure that I have my Crucible Warden online. He is an Animus at this point, so it shouldn't be too bad. I think I kill him. And if I kill this guy, the only thing to fear then is running out of fuel. He is dead. That is good. I really need space, man. Like, that's the large stone difference here for sure. But I think the large stone, like, I stand by it being correct, no doubt. I'm gonna get, like, I don't need the space right now, I need the space later. Right now it's okay, this is an important concept here. Listen up. Space is not a problem right now, which is why I took draw. Space is a problem starting at combat 7, when enemies have a bigger health requirement to beat. So you take draw first, and then you take space if we don't see a better option. We're gonna see half, but I don't think I'm gonna play half. Maybe I am. I have to look at how big she is, because she makes sense to play if I can fit her on the floors. I have to do a little look-seeing. Might as well. But this combat was really good. It just becomes a problem when the queen starts taking larger numbers than this. It's 100 damage for Transcendent. I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna play him. Damage shield better. Yeah, it becomes a problem when we need longevity in our fight. Like, Crystal Cloak could rob me here. I think she wouldn't because of being able to chump her. But she could rob us here because of fuel. You see how you see the damage taken number jump around a bunch because of lifesteal? Pretty goofy. Yeah, probably pretty close though this fight. By the way, would I have played this gorge line without wing technology? Absolutely not. No chance. One Horn's Tome? Yo, it's time. Oh, it's time. It's time. One Horn's Tome Crucible Warden, baby. I think it's god awful. It's like, it's good. It's good if I have Shroud Spike, but I don't. It's hard to play this card. It's definitely wrong. Tiresome Climb. This is good. I can take Tiresome Climb. Crucible Extension is good as well. I often rate this card low because you don't use the space, but with Gorge you need the space. Okay, so Hef is 3 space. Hef is size 3. If I play her, it's worth it to play her basically. Here's the thought. Here's your reasoning. If I take space, I play Hef on the top floor with the Crucible Warden, and the first turn I play 0 morsels. On the second turn I can play 1 morsel. So I lose 2 turns of morsel playing for Crucible Warden. Sometimes 3 if I draw Hef first. And I gain it back in later rounds, basically. And that'll change a bit as well if we see... I'm going left here. Cheater's Hand. That's interesting. Cheater's Hand is really good here. I'll play it. Things change a little bit based on what we see. We got a Queen Zimpling. Let me see a Trinket Shock here. Double summons. So Transcendent committing is definitely a winning line here. I'm gonna take Hell's Banners. I mean, I may as well take Ashes. There's no reason not to. Very good. Value Stone is good. I'm gonna put that on Crucible Extension. And this does mean I'm going over on Pact Shards, but that's alright with me. Not a big issue. Really good relic pickups here. I think that when you're playing an Umbra-based line, you have to give the game the opportunity to let you high roll. This isn't a huge high roll, but this is a good enough high roll, I think. Could put away Making of a Morsel. Hardtail Queen goes mid-floor still. And then have. And so... It's 10 now, yeah. I don't want to float morsels, definitely. Or sorry, float imps. Float morsels either, but I definitely don't want to float imps. No enemy makes it up here to get wing makered. No way. Like, even if I hold it over. So I should hold over the good morsel card Making of a Morsel then. Well, I guess I could Tiresome Climb a morsel up there. That is an option. We should play like a Rubble Morsel in front. Because we don't hit with Crucible Warden next turn, right? So what I want to do is, yeah, play it like this so the Fledgling and double rages up and we get the... Well, I guess I could actually just ascend the Rubble Morsel and then my man gets a Gorge and doesn't run out. Yeah. To check if there was a better morsel coming up, but whatever. This one's a bit of a brain buster, I feel. Will take as much space as this game will give me right now. because I have two massive units up here. So any amount of space I can get is positive for the run. Normally, another problem with taking space is that if you play like regenerating space, like continual space increases. When you play continual space increases, you hit the 7-unit cap too quickly, and it becomes less good. But this is not the case here, because I'm taking up 6 space worth of units already, right? So it's gonna take 7 turns, or 7 space increases to hit the cap, which, you know, is a little ways out. I'm down to just transcend that wave. That's fine. Now, Hef does give us 1 space per turn, and the other big thing about playing Hef is she has that trample, so she just catches enemies behind. It's also pretty solid. But yeah, it's, I think this is winning. If we hit, I mean, you know what I want now, right? I'm sure you could take a guess at what I want here. Unbroken Horn would be cool. You probably didn't expect that one, but Shroud Spike is the big one. Unbroken Horn plus Shroud Spike here would be nutty. That would be downright ridiculous. We already have the Hell's Banners too, so like, you know. Get all of this stuff. Now my Warden doesn't have that much attack, but he is supported by Hef, who does have that much attack. Oh, I just gave myself a curse. Queen sacrifices that, yeah. Or no, it died to the sweep, even worse. Don't look at it. God, I have so many cards to play in these turns, too. Ugh. Yeah, basically, Crucible Warden clears the way, Hef kills the enemies that are behind, is the idea here now. Slow build space to get to this point where we get to just power out morsels at the end of the fight. Power out 4, 5, 6, 5 is the cap, I can't play more than 5 morsels. Maybe Ritualing Hef is better, it's hard to say. Go ahead and ascend. Well, first let's eat the queen, and then we can tiresome climb my man up here. He shouldn't stand a chance. Yeah, we have 7 or 18 damage shield. A lot of damage shield, actually. Yeah, so we trade off a slow start with Hef here for a longer, like a better, longer end. Scratch is terrible. This is not a one where I'm going to be curating my morsel pile, making this give me a bunch of morsel miners. This is one where we're going to throw as many things into this unit as we can. So these are terrible. And I'm going to take space. It gets us, space takes away that slow start a little bit. Morsel cards are good. I saw a card that I really want. Oh yeah, fuck you, Inflame. Get out of here. How'd you escape my ire? And then Perils is okay, but it's less good because of Hell's Banners. I don't need it as much. I'm going to be proccing Hell's Banners consistently. Hellhorned, Melting Stygian card. Rage Serum, Burnout Extender. This is 10 gold. Yeah. I'm not going to play Urchin Spines. You could, and combo it with the damage spells, but I don't think so. Holdover Wingmaker, great. Holdover and Umbra Assault is also not bad, right? Holdover Wingmaker lets me guarantee... Basically, Holdover Wingmaker is the I'm abandoning Queen idea, which I think is fine because Queen's extremely dead. This is an important thing to keep in mind here. This champion has 30 HP, or 45 HP, pardon me. It's not very viable to plan on keeping her alive, I don't think. Intrinsic Crucible Extension gets me the first one, and I get to, like, I can basically nullify the slow start here with this. And that's good with me. Gross. I want the money, though. I'm willing to take the trial. Hope for a Wingmaker turn 1. Too bad. Ooh, too bad. We'll throw Queen down there. She can go into the breach. You got this, Queen. Slay, Queen. Slay. Elder Helper helps a lot with her survival. Molting Imp is good. Not quite the damage I desire. Or... hang on. Think about this one. Think this one through. Umbra Assault the Imp. No. Okay, it's cannibalized the Imp for sure. It's definitely cannibalized the Imp and Umbra Assault the man. Set him low enough that he dies to the throw. Yeah, that's definitely it. Calculating. Running the numbers. I want to put Tiresome Climb away. The hard part about this run really is I took Cheater's Hand, so I have to think each of these turns through. You tell him, Hef. You know, I said Queen was just gonna die. She's doing alright. She's not doing too bad here. This is a low damage output fight though. If this was like a Shadewings combat, she would have died like turn 2. So, and it's variance, right? But she's definitely going to die on Patient Seraph. There is Tiresome Climb maybe saves her for a little bit, but the odds are unlikely that she lives for long. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing here. This is how I wanted to play this. But if we rage up half, maybe it's better. I think that, unbelievably, I think that we're going to be able to sneak this one. We're going to be able to sneak out of this one because of an unbelievable set of combat rolls, too. Like, this combat should be a lot worse for us, but it's not because it's the cursed combat, and our deck has like 3 ways to deal with 50 health enemies in the backline. And our deck does not lose to Patient Seraph because we have a lot of units with damage shield to chump the hits, and I don't need to hit the numbers. Like, I don't have to hit the numbers to keep myself in it, right? Let me rephrase that. I don't have to hit the heavy numbers to keep myself alive here. I just need to hit... or against Patient Seraph. That's what I'm trying to say. I just need to hit backline, and this deck is really good at hitting backline. And in this fight, I'm okay because I have piercing damage to kill the Steel Wings, and I have some Ascends to move them out of the way as well. Like, this doesn't really deserve to go anywhere near where it's gonna go. This deck should have lost. But that's kind of Monster Train for you, too, is sometimes you just roll the right combats and your deck wins where it feels it should not have. I don't mind. Winning isn't really a foregone conclusion here either, though. I think it's still very losable. Remember, my man here who does Relentless, he doesn't... the lose condition here is running out of fuel. In the end of the combat, though, we should be able to get a good amount of fuel, like in the 10 to 15 range, we should be able to bank up, so there is that. But yeah, my man's got so much damage shield. Even without double gorges, he's got this much damage shield. And Hef's helping. He's bringing 60 damage to the table, which is not nothing. I think it's doable, team. I'm feeling it. Branding Right's a little over the top. Crowd Mitosis is not over the top. Feast is also okay, but I don't generate enough morsels to consistently use Feast. Shroud Mitosis is good. It is one of the morsel cards I would like. I have the holdover, so I can go look for Endless. I can also upgrade Hef over here. Start of turn, add a common or uncommon morsel unit to hand. Let me peep the Horde. Let me peep the Horde. Huh. Lost luggage, improved firebox. Definitely lost luggage. Card's worth, or that relic's worth 4 card draw over the course of the fight, which is meaningful. Although I guess it's actually 3 because of Cheater's Hand. Still meaningful. I'm down to take Abandoned Umbra here. I'm gonna go roll this. I don't want quick plus 10 or damage shield 3. Don't want large stone damage. I guess I can take damage shield 3 is worth marginally more health. I'll take Abandoned Umbra and reroll. No. No way! Fossilized Fangs cost 265. Oh my god. That's a heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker right there. How sad. Not even that good though. This might sound like I'm trying to, just make myself feel better, but Fossilized Fangs only really gives us fuel and damage shield. He shouldn't need damage shield. And fuel, he shouldn't need fuel either, right? Like, I can gorge enough where I think Fossilized Fangs isn't that important. Losing Fossilized Fangs only really matters in my mind when you're losing stats from scaling, right? So, I don't think it's that bad, truly. I'm gonna grab a second making of a morsel here with the duplicate, and we're gonna head on. I think that the theme of this run is I used my early advantage from taking like large stone and things like that, and I'm hoping to convert that into a victory here. Just running some numbers here. I think the best card to put on top here is Cannibalize. I don't care what I incant Patient Seraph to. He's only ever going to strike one time, and then he's going to hit damage shield the rest of the time. So I disregard the young man on the top floor. He will never hit my Crucible Warden for 60. Never. Like, that'll not happen. For a number of reasons. Yeah. Like this. And then we mitosis. That's that turn 1 space life right there. It's kind of crazy, but I placed and used 7 space on turn 1. Like, that doesn't feel like it happens all that often. Turn 1 I utilized 7 space. Oh, wow, wait, Lost Luggage gives very little, huh? Because I think, oh no, the handful, I didn't generate this morsel. Never mind. Not that bad. I thought that was really bad for a second. Alright, Queen. Let's begin. I'm gonna do what I can to save her. I think it's worthwhile. And let's play these 2 morsels. So you play Molting and Queen Zimpling. She lives. Because again, we can basically disregard Seraph the Patient's attack numbers here. I should have put Cannibalize away again, by the way. My bad. Can I get a damage shield morsel off of that? That'd be pretty cool. We should basically disregard his numbers because we're going to have damage shield. If he gets through the damage shield, something went wrong. Also baited his ass. Outbait you and outsmart you, Patient Seraph. I'm gonna put away Imp in a box. Use that next turn with Queen. Everything has a lot of damage shield. It doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna do Tiresome Climb on the 15 times 2. Oh, what if we just do both of these and then Queen Zimpling? Yeah. That makes more sense. Oh yeah, I have Wingmaker too. This is a run that has so many answers to the problems of the game. Like, I have Wingmaker also to answer my troubles. Like, there's just so much to do. I have so many things. This is how much I don't care, Patient Sarah. This is how little I respect you in this one. This feels so strong. But again, I think it feels strong because of the combats we rolled. But, and also Hef. Hef makes a big difference here. Maybe this is it though. It's also cool because I've had a lot of trouble with Queen when I try to keep Queen alive, like, and play her on the floor. Or rather, what I should say is I have a lot of trouble when I try to force non-imperialist lines. Like, Imparade here was bad, but Royalty was definitely worse. So you take the one of Imparade and hope for a better pickup later. That's what I think the lesson is here, and if you don't get the better pickup, you just don't play Queen. That's all. Now that Queen's dead, though, we are losing some of our damage overall, right? And so I'm going to take a decent chunk here. Because Queen's damage is pretty important. Like, right there, if I was dealing with more than one double heavy wave, I think I'd be in significantly more trouble, which means I am probably in significantly more trouble on the Divinity. But I don't have to think about that right now. I'm busy in the Seraph fight. Divinity who? I don't know. That's a problem for me of the future, not me of the right now. Right now, I'm clicking a lot of morsels. I just don't really have the numbers scaling, right? That's the concern. I don't really have the scaling for... I wasted a morsel miner, huh? I can save him. I don't have the damage scaling on the Crucible Warden, right? So I have to keep the Queen alive. But how do I keep the Queen alive? I don't think I can. So realistically, despite all of my excitement about this run, I do think we're about to hit a crazy wall and get absolutely smoked. Also, whoops. Forgot to get my energy. Doesn't really matter. Seraph doesn't have a chance. Yeah, I think we're about to get smoked on the Divinity fight. Because Queen needs to buy me time to get set up. But Queen's just gonna get steamrolled on that fight. We'll see though, we'll see. Right now I have 31 damage shield going into Relentless. Don't play Tiresome Climb here, yeah. Yeah, our damage is low, our upside is an extremely long survival. We'll see. I'll give it my best shot, how about that? Do what we can here. But, like, and normally, with Sarah being where the fights end, Umbra was fine, right? If you could answer this other stuff, Umbra did fine because the fight ended at Sarah. Having to kill the Divinity is significantly harder. Both making of a Morsel's turn 1 is a little sad. Let's see what we can get up to here. Is this? I think it's right to put Shroud Mitosis on top, but Imp in a box wouldn't have been a bad call either. Okay. Please draw. I need Wingmaker soon. Put Transcendent away. We hold Transcendent for a while. That wave dies. That's good. How much space do I have up here? 1? Sure. I could focus on keeping Queen alive here instead of focusing on scaling Crucible Warden. I think I do the half measure. I let the Morsel Jeweler tank 10. I could Shroud Mitosis it, right? And then it gives Queen another round. Queen's getting smoked by that Shadewings, but like, there's no chance. But I have Rage Doesn't Decay, so we should try to look to play Ritual Battle every chance to get that little bit of extra damage since it's permanent. Tiresome Climb is going to be important. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit up, and you're going to hear my chair creak, and I'm going to actually take like the 10 to 15 minutes of thinking that this fight needs. So I think this is winnable. I really just have to put in the time. I gave myself all of the tools, though. Like, I didn't leave anything out of this run. So middle floor is 7 plus 45 plus 5 plus 18. We can easily stop the 45. I should be able to keep Queen alive through this round. So the card to put away then is Transcendent, I believe. We want to wait till I play Imp in the Box for Transcendent, and maybe I should have played it right away, but I didn't. Okay. And so, step one here is going to I want to get my tools on the table basically. I want to play Molting Imp down here, I think. Kills the redirector. I can also put Molting Imp mid-floor as the toss. I think I want to play Molting Imp down here. Like so. And then I'm just going to cannibalize him right away. No, wait, cannibalizing is wrong. I should have Queen Zimpling the Wiltwings. Although I don't think I want that, actually. So never mind. And then we definitely want to give the high priority morsels over to the Crucible Warden. Now over here, I want to play Tiresome Climb on the 45 damage. Rubble Morsel tanks a hit. If this game didn't have the 7-unit limit, we could do some really cool stuff here, where we move Queen up to play with Hef and the Warden, and I feed a bunch of morsels and play Imps, right? But alas, there is the 7-unit limit, so I cannot. But it would be cool. It would be nice. 16. This morsel, 7, 9, 9. Attacks and kills itself on the Clip Defender. So this morsel doesn't stop any damage and it dies. What about 7? So what about? Okay, here's what I believe is the play here. I'm going to ascend this guy, and I'm going to throw morsels in front. I'm going to throw 2 morsels in front to save the Queen's HP. I want to stop one of those deaths on the mid-floor. Is here when I need to plop Transcendent? Maybe. I think Transcendenting this floor is going to give us a little value, but not a lot. Wingmaker goes up here for the space, probably. Or do I just play it for the damage, because I don't care about the space? I might play it for the damage. Like so. Okay. And then, I haven't played a Welder Helper, sadly. My biggest mistake in this run, or in this fight, is not playing that Imp in the Box on turn 1. Definitely. Without a doubt. I think we're going to be giving up the Queen's position. 16, 10, and 9. Oh, I don't have to, actually. Like this, right? Queen lives, we actually kill the Darkwings and all of those get sacked. That's huge value. That's so good. No Wingmaker here, and we're just going to kill this Apprentice over 2 turns with Wingmakers. Now, the downside of the way that we're having to play this is I am losing gorges on the dog to keep myself above water. But if we can make it to Relentless, the hypothesis here is that if I can make it to Relentless, I win the fight. That's the idea. At some point, and that point is probably now, we abandon mid-floor and we say, Queen, you're dead, thank you for your work. Put away Perils. I think I want to play all of this stuff. I think we say goodbye to Queen. We say Hidden Passage up, give me my extra space here. Boss has trample, yeah, Queen's dead for sure. Thank you, Queen. You did a great job. You did more than I could have ever expected or hoped for. Thank you for your service. We got it from here. I think that this mini-boss will be the biggest threat to the run now. If I can find some answer to not have him kill me here, that would be optimal. I don't think there's any magic answer to that problem, though. If I don't die to the mini-bosses, though, this run is done. We won. I have another making of a morsel in there. Oh, like Crucible extension. Eat this guy. Every single point of damage matters here, without a doubt. Every point of damage matters. I think he shouldn't kill me. Oh, it's close. He might kill me. Ooh. 10 HP? That's 9 more than I need for this run. Uh, 136. 136. 136. Okay. I mean, this is probably it. Let's see if we can pull any rabbits out of our hat here. I believe this should spell defeat. I'm going to... No, because with that, yeah, never mind, it's fine. Oh, I played one too many. Yeah, I should have gotten a little more morsel miner out of that. The run that just keeps on going. Could have died eons ago. But we persist. I should not even be here right now. And yet, here I am. I don't die on this round. Now, the problem here is Hef dies over 2 turns. However, okay. Step 1 here, bow your heads with me. Everyone, no matter what you're doing right now, pause what you're doing, bow your heads in prayer. Dear Shiny Shoe, transcend him. Alright, Shiny Shoe, you have forsaken me for the last time. I can't believe this betrayal of the highest order. Give me a Queen Zimpling. I asked for Transcendent, you gave me Queen Zimpling. Spit on my grave, why don't you? $47? Oh, from the... Yeah. So you're 134? 35, 70. Okay. Hef dies. Shut up. 450. I currently lose to High Priest. Just barely. Like, by the slightest of margins, I lose right now. 114, 35, yeah, so you'll kill me. The surviving line here... The surviving line here, and I think that in times like this, what you do is you play to survive. You don't really get the luxury of playing for any sort of, like, next turn, right? We play Antumbra Assault here. Because of the Spell Shield, if I could just get through the Spell Shield easily, it might make a difference too, but we play on Umbra Assault here. You have to tiresome climb that enemy to set us to 2 HP. And then you just play your morsels. Unfortunately, half perishes. And I don't have... I'm like just shy on the damage here. Right? I'm at like 483 and I need to be slightly higher. Now, the reason we just play it through like this is because this might be in an unbelievable turn of events. Barely enough. Oh, they all die to the freaking sweep. Sad. Stop the curses. Alright. In an absolutely unbelievable twist of fate, I run out of fuel and die. How sad. Actually, I think... No, he definitely runs out of fuel, right? And ladies and gentlemen... He actually ran out of health. Oh, because he only has 8 damage shield. Yeah. And just like that, I think for dramatic effect, I'll let the Vengeful Shard hit me. And just like that, we take home a very easy run of Monster Train. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, basically exactly what I expected to happen happened, which is this deck had no answer to any enemy with more than like 100 health. But it did a great job of killing all the other enemies. And yeah. You eke out your victory by the slightest of margins. It really, you know, people, they always tell me I overvalue Collection of Tales. Collection of Tales saved my life. In this run, Collection of Tales was the make or break. It was, because it gave us, it's good. Collection of Tales is specifically good when you don't have a lot of rage. Like, Collection of Tales saving you 10 rage when you have 100 rage is pretty meaningless. Collection of Tales saving you 10 rage when you have 20 rage is massive value. And that's what it did here, right? We got that early. Like, it was the Ritual of Battle was the difference maker between living and dying on that fight with the Collection of Tales. So, yeah, what a banger. Like, what a banger. And what did I tell you? The first mini-boss left me with 9 more HP than I needed. Hey, play this run and see if you can do anything better than what I did here. Please do. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.